Welcome to our final full moon meditation of 2021. I'm Zara Haji of Yoga Goddess, and I'm so happy to be here with you all this evening. And thank you for those who are joining me tonight. We're starting a little bit later than we had originally planned. So I hope that the new time works for a lot of you who are in the Eastern time zone and Pacific, and it's late for Europe, but those who can be here with us tonight, I'm so grateful. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I have been live for the full moon. And tonight, of course, is a very special event as we're saying goodbye, bidding farewell to this year, 2021, is coming to a close. And I want to see if I'm able to see your comments here, because as usual, here we go. Facebook is always changing everything, so it makes it challenging to see what's happening. All right, so there we go. I would love to know where you're joining us from. If you would say hello in the comments and let me know where in the world you are. I am in Toronto, Canada. And for those of you who may not know me, I'm Zara Haji, creator and founder of Yoga Goddess and the Moon Goddess Workbook and the Moon Goddess Practice, yoga and meditation practice for fertility and balancing your 4 feminine energy archetypes through the moon, through the menstrual cycle, through the seasons, through the stages and phases of life as a woman. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you, to be in the place in our world where we are finally embracing the feminine, where we're finally stepping into the power of the feminine and freeing our feminine superpowers. Hello, Deb. Welcome. Satnam to you as well. Deb is joining us from Naples. And Laura in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Welcome. All right. And Megan, hello from Tampa. And Ruth, hi from Breesport. Welcome to all of you. Please say hello. I love to see where everyone's joining us from. As our circle starts to get filled up and everybody starts to join, there's kind of an energy container that gets created. So it's nice to make your presence known so that we can all kind of feel that circle growing. So if you would say hello and share where you're joining us from, I would love that. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the winter solstice and the energy of the crone. We are in crone season and we are in winter. Hi, Patricia, so nice to see you. Welcome. And winter, crone season, the dark moon phase. These are, and the phase of life of menopause, post-menopause, archetypally are all the same. And it's a time of deep listening, of quiet, of intuition and connection inwardly. It's a time where we can kind of quiet the ego voice and really tune into the voice of intuition. It is, in fact, in conflict, right, with the Christmas season, which has created this, hustle and bustle of activity that doesn't let us go into the deep rest and the deep pause that winter and crone season and Yule, if we're thinking about the Celtic wheel of the year, the wheel of life, is inviting us into stillness and quiet. So carving out time to go into deep meditation, to have quiet time, to be in ritual is powerful at this time of year, especially because it buffers all of the external noise that surrounds us at this time of year. And in a way, because it's not natural, the rhythms of this time of year are actually about slowing down, about getting into a more quiet, introspective, less social space. It's in conflict with the way we live culturally, in a way. And yet, tonight, which is the darkest night of the year, is also, paradoxically, the threshold place where we're about to transition into like ushering in the light. So the days will start getting longer, and after tonight. So in a way, even though we're descending into the dark season of winter, we have already lived through the darkest days of the year, and so we are moving out into the light. So Yule traditionally is that celebration of the kind of the inauguration or the welcoming back of the light. So there is this paradoxical place that we're sitting in, and partly that's why I wore this blouse, that just like the darkness of the sky, when there's dark, it's black, but then there's these little, the stars are like little flashes of light that give some illumination. And so we're never completely in the dark, right? We're never completely, it's never one thing in the absence of the other thing. So similarly, when the moon is dark, hello Joy from Georgia, welcome. When the moon is dark, we know that even though we can't see the rest of the moon, right, that she's still there in her fullness, just outside of our view. And similarly, a woman, when she's in her menstrual phase, while she's in the darkest phase of her cycle, we know that she's going to reemerge into the light, and we know that in her fullness, she's not just this aspect of herself. And similarly, when winter descends upon us, we know that spring is a few months away. So inside the dark, we also hold the knowledge and the wisdom that the light is always there with us. So it really is an invitation to embrace the darkness, embrace death, embrace and in the surrender and the that sense of like prostration, bowing, kind of giving over to the divine wisdom, and kind of also honoring endings, honoring the ending of this year, 2021, as we prepare for a new beginning in 2022. So today, when we do our meditation, I will invite you, if you so choose, if you are in a space where it's comfortable and safe for you to do, the invitation is for you to lie belly to belly with the earth, to lie on your stomach, and we're going to practice a special meditation that's specifically for women and to balance our moon centers. and I'll be showing you a mudra and a mantra, and guiding you through this meditation. And if you like, you can lie down on your tummy, on the ground, on a yoga mat, however you like, on the sofa, on your bed, however you like, what would make you feel most comfortable. And I will guide you sitting here. And if you happen to be in a place where lying down is not an option, or you don't want to lie down, or it's uncomfortable to lie on your stomach, you can always place a pillow right under your tummy, your pelvis, or your chest. Just decide what makes most sense for you, or just sit like I will be. And we can do the meditation in either lying down or sitting up, whatever's most comfortable for you. All right. So just seeing who else is joining us. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Claudia. Nice to see you. Yes, we are in the final meditation of our year. Hello, Paige from Indiana and Sheena from Toronto. Anyone else who hasn't said hello, feel free to add your name to the list and make your presence known in our circle. So I haven't tried these. There's an option to ask questions. So hello, Kiki, welcome. So I'm going to see if I can do this in a way that makes sense. Let me see. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to ask the question because I don't understand how this is working. So my question is, in this season of death and transition, where there I am. Okay. Where we're letting the crone energy of winter blanket. Oh, let's see. Maybe this worked. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. Where we're allowing the crone season of winter to blanket the earth. And in that blanketing, there is a death, right? There's a death of life. All the leaves on the trees are gone. The grass is gone. The earth is frozen. It's really cold here in the northern hemisphere. The days are short, the nights are long, and there's this pull inward, right? We're not really inclined to go out, to be outside. Sometimes, of course, we have to, but the draw is inward. So it's a natural time to let things die in your life. Our gardens die. The year is about to die, right? We're about to let go of this year. There has been a lot of death through this pandemic. Hello, Emily. Hi, Colleen. Welcome. And so we have been shrouded in this cloak of death, even more so in the last 2 years. So my question that I'm putting forth to all of you is, what are you ready to let die in your life? What are you ready to surrender, to give over, to let go and release into the darkness? And just like the caterpillar that's in the cocoon, suspended, in suspended animation, is actually being transformed for rebirth. So in death, as we'll see in our mantra and the meditation that we'll be doing shortly, the cycle of life embodies death and rebirth. And it's embodied in the menstrual cycle, in the seasons, in the life stages of the feminine, in the moon phases, even in the tide, in the, I won't go into that because it's confusing, but in all these forms of the earth and the feminine, death and rebirth are embodied. are embodied in the cycle of life. So if you'd like, you can journal about what you're allowing to die in your life, or you can share in this chat with all of us. Sarah's sending sunshine from Loretto. Thank you so much, Sarah. Sarah, I think that means you're in Mexico. I'm not sure. Um, so just take a moment. And as we sit tonight in the longest night of the year, what are you giving over to the darkness? What are you surrendering to death? Let's take a moment to sit with that. And you may place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and just tune into your heart. Tune into your womb. Your womb is this place of transformation, of the cycle of life, of initiation, of birth, death, and rebirth every month. Whether you have a cycle or not, you live within the rhythms of the feminine. Through the moon, through the seasons, through your life stages, and through the menstrual cycle you have or had. So just get quiet and tune in to the wisdom of the feminine within you, to the crone energies, to winter, to the dark moon, to Yule and solstice, tonight under the darkness, and the full moon, which just passed on Saturday. What are you ready to allow to die in your life? What are you ready to surrender into the darkness? To give over to the sacred feminine's belly, the dark earth that's in its death phase, that's frozen over. Imagine giving energetically, emotionally, through words or gestures, bowing and offering what you're ready to release, what you're leaving behind. What's your offering to the crone? Maybe you don't have words, but you have feelings and energies. Bowing, give over to death what is ready to die in your life. Now let's lift one hand, left hand up, right hand down, and imagine all of the women gathered here in our circle. Those who are present in this moment here, those who will join on the replay. Let's connect hand in hand, heart and womb with each other. Imagine that we are encircling the entire planet, around all the oceans, the entire atmosphere, all of the land. Join together with all of our sisters in circle tonight and under the full moon. We are all joined together energetically to honor the sacred feminine within ourselves, on earth, and through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Maiden, Mother, Enchantress, and Crone. All of us gathered here together on this night, the darkest night of the year, holding all four archetypal energies. You have your place here in this circle, as you are, in the life stage that you are in the menstrual phase that you are in the moon phase that we are all in together, and in the season that you are in based on where you are on this planet today. Let's just honor and acknowledge all these spirals of connection, the layers and layers of connection that weave us together as a feminine collective, a sisterhood, a sacred circle. Our circle is cast. Welcome. Let's bring our hands together at heart center. If you'd like, I'll just get closer. You're having trouble hearing me. If you like, you can sit on a yoga mat if you'd like to do this meditation on the mat, or just sit where you are. We're going to tune in with the Adi mantra. The words of the mantra are Om, O-N-G, not O-M. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So we're essentially calling on the guru, the teacher within each of us, and the divine teacher, the cosmic teacher, that which takes one from darkness to light. And in fact, today we are transitioning literally from darkness into light. So such a perfect mantra to be chanting together as we inaugurate this transition time. So Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. You'll see the words that Callie just added to the chat. And if you don't know the words, don't worry, you can listen. Try to catch the tune and the words, and otherwise just breathe. Let's take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Focus between your eyebrows and a little bit above. Exhale all the breath out until you have no breath left. Inhale again, deeper than before. Focus at your heart. Exhale until you have no breath left. Keep exhaling. Inhale deeply, deeper, as deeply as you can, and hold it. Focus at your womb space. Feel the cauldron of your womb space, the darkness of your womb space, the container, the vessel. Exhale, and let's tune in together, inhaling deeply. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Two more times. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply and hold the breath. See if you can hold an awareness of your brow, your heart, and your womb all at once. Exhale. Okay. So, I told you there's a mantra. The mantra is Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. What does this mean? Sa, where you're going to be pressing your index finger and your thumb together, is the spark of life, initiation. Ta, thank you, Kelly, is life itself. Na is transition, death. Ma, rebirth. So right here, we are actually calling on the cycle of life. Sa, initiation, pre-ovulation, the maiden energy, springtime. Ta, life itself, birth, summertime, the mother energy, the full moon. Na, death, transition, which is actually the energy of, it's complicated, but Enchantress, autumn. And then Ma, in the darkness, there is rebirth, the crone energy, winter, the dark moon. So it's not black and white. It's not so separated. All of the energies flow together. And here we have an opportunity to work with this blend of energies, of the archetypes, of the cycle of life. And right here with this mantra and this mudra, and this invitation, if you like, to lie on your belly, belly to belly with the earth, it's such a beautiful posture of surrender. right? Of prostration, of bowing, and of giving over. You can hold that intention of whatever you're allowing to die, to release, to give over to the divine, to the sacred feminine. Literally imagine yourself giving it over through your body, through your energy, through your intention, right into the belly of the earth as an offering. And allow the belly of the earth to receive and embrace. And think about this winter, right? This time of the crone is when what's gestating under the earth is dead on the surface, but alive underneath. Underneath the surface of the earth, life is germinating. Life is in a still place, just like the cocoon where the butterfly is transforming. But there's like a percolating. There's life that's going to be reborn. So there's this potential that lies deep in the darkness of the earth. And in that potential, that there's potency. It's potentized. I can't remember the right word, but there's this potency inside what we're giving over to death. Because in that giving over to death, what we're saying is we're inviting something to be born from within that death. And that's what the cycle of life is denoting as well. Okay, so if you're going to lie down, you're going to lie down with your hands by your side and your chin ideally on the mat or on a cushion, and with your hands behind you, right? Let me see if I can show you. This hand, yes. With your hands behind you, you'll be doing the same mantra. So if you don't want to lie down, or if you're not in a place like I am right now, not in a place to lie down, you can still put your hands in that position with your palms facing backward. And starting with the index finger is sa, the middle finger is na, the ring finger is, this first finger, index finger is sa, the middle finger is ta, the ring finger is na, the baby finger is ma. So let's just do that together. Start with your first finger, sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. So if you like, even if you're seated on a chair, you can put your hands like this by your sides and imagine yourself lying belly to belly with the earth, with your chin on the floor. If this makes your neck really uncomfortable to lie with your chin on the floor, then play around with that. Maybe you put your forehead down, maybe you turn your head to one side, see what works for you. Okay, so let's get ready. And then alternatively, just put your hands on your lap if you prefer, and do the same movement of the mudra and the mantra. Whatever feels, check in. Let's just do that for right now. Let's just check in with our bodies, check in with ourselves. Which position are you called towards? Lying on your belly is one option. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. The other option is sitting on your chair with your hands by your sides, palms facing backwards. And the other option is sitting up with your hands on your lap. Let's just check which one are you being intuitively called towards? And assume your position. Choose your position. Hold in your mind what you are surrendering. What are you giving over to the sacred, to the divine? What are you offering up to death for transformation and rebirth? Hold that energetically in your heart, in your belly, in your third eye, whichever works for you. Let's take a deep breath together and let's begin. The mantra is silent. I will just say it for you, but you will not be saying it out loud. You'll just be hearing it in your mind's eye. Let's take a deep breath in to begin. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 I'm going to be quiet now. Continue to hear the mantra silently in your mind and let us all descend into the silence of the darkness. Press with a little pressure each fingertip to your thumb tip so the blood rushes in to the fingertip. Don't ignore or override your feelings. Be with them. Let them be held by the earth, blanketed by the shawl of darkness of the crone, the snow of winter. Let yourself be embraced by the darkness. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Keep going in silence. Go at your own pace. Breathe naturally. There's no breath pattern. As your mind gets quieter, become intimate with the mantra. Like a lover. That you focus on to the exclusion of everything else. Hear the mantra inside of yourself, in your inner world. Drop into its rhythm. Let the energies do their work on you. Like the chords of a guitar, let yourself be strummed. It's like we're entering a combination to a lock. Allow what is being unlocked to just happen. You don't need to know what it is. Just put the combination into the lock. Pressing each finger sequentially, saying the mantra silently. For the last few moments, surrender completely to the mantra, to the mudra, to the earth, to the darkness, to the crone. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, hold the position wherever you are. Exhale powerfully. Inhale again, deeper than before. Suspend the breath, hold it in. Exhale powerfully. Last time, inhale deeply as you can, and hold the breath. Deeper, deepest. Exhale powerfully. If you're lying on your stomach, turn your head to one side. Rest your arms by your sides, palms up, or place your arms folded under your head. Find a comfortable position wherever you are. Take a few moments to yourself. Feel the potentized energy. Tune into the potency in the dark, in the darkness. The potential that lies deep, deep down. Bow to that darkness. Offer your faith, your surrender, your reverence, your trust, your belief. When you're ready, walk your hands back if you're on the floor, under your shoulders, and help yourself to rock back into a child's pose, onto all fours. Take a moment to find some comfort in your body, some stretch if you need it, and then come back to sitting to a seated position, any comfortable seated position. Welcome back. I would love to know what that was like for you. Those of you who are here right now, those of you who will be joining later on the replay, what was that experience like as an embodied offering over to the death crone? As we leave behind 2021 and get ready to inaugurate 2022, I'll give you a moment to write in the comments, what was that experience like for you? Kelly says, thank you. You are a wonderful guide. I enjoyed that so much. Thank you, Kelly. I'll give you a few moments to share. Deb said, I felt a lessening of my burden. Beautiful. Thank you, Deb. Tree says, I had a lot to let die. Beautiful, Tree. I wonder, Tree, what it was like with holding a lot, not necessarily needing to put it into words, but giving that over. What was that like for you? Could you do it energetically? Give you a few more moments to share. You know, it takes time to write our thoughts and our feelings and our experiences. I encourage you to stay on because I'd like to offer a ritual for you to do when we get off the live meditation. Beautiful, Tree. She says it felt like giving it all to the divine. I love that. So I'd like to share a ritual. It's a beautiful ritual that gives you the chance to have another intimate moment with the darkness as we transition into the light. And I will share that as we complete and close our circle. And let's just see what Emily says. I felt surrender by being on my belly. I felt some pain in my belly toward the end and during my period, and mine was late. It's been an emotional, stressful month of transitioning. Yes, it's a stressful time. Ruth says, sweeping out the old, making way for the new. Beautiful. Patricia says, I did it on my belly. It felt good. And Kelly said, I loved offering it to the crone, giving it over to death. Yes. Deb said, I felt like I was holding just a little bit back. It was a lot of breath and tears. Beautiful, Deb. Thank you. And Kelly said, I feel much calmer, at peace, and even a bit of joy. Radical shift. I really felt the darkness and the energy in my womb, heart, and third eye. Yes, I feel lighter. So much freer. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, Patricia, I can't believe you remember your anniversary of your first menstruation. That's beautiful. Okay, so before I share the ritual that I was mentioning, I'd just like to let you all know that if you don't already know, and some of you who have been in the yoga teacher training that I was guiding with Yoga Farm, Spiritual Warrior, it's an advanced yoga teacher training, 300-hour training that we did um, earlier this year and last year in the fall, and this year in the spring. I gave my Moon Goddess workbook to all the students, and now it's been repackaged and um, rewritten, and is now being offered to everyone in the public to purchase. So if you're interested in seeing the Moon Goddess workbook and potentially getting one for yourself or someone you love, a woman that you cherish, then you can check out yogagoddess.ca/workbook, and you'll see what the workbook has, how to work with the archetypal energies, the seasons, Kundalini yoga, meditation, the moon, your menstrual cycle, all of that, all of the wisdom that I've gathered over the last 2 decades is in that workbook. So thank you, Callie, for sharing the link. I encourage you to get a copy for yourself if you don't already have one, or buy one for a friend. You'll be supporting me and all of us at Yoga Goddess to get this book out to publishers. Next year is one of my goals. Thank you, Deb. Deb says, love Moon Goddess workbook. I appreciate that. And there's practices for you to do. We did the practice for the crone energy, the meditation, but there's yoga and lots to discover and lots to work with. And Tree, it depends if you were in the spring session or the fall session. In the spring session, you have the most updated version, and if you were in the fall, then you don't have the most updated version. I hope that helps. And this year, my plan is to expand it and refine it and hopefully get it published so that it's available kind of, widely in bookstores and that kind of thing. So, okay, the ritual. It's to honor this transition from darkness to light. And so I'm going to actually kind of show it to you. Let me just turn off this light. See how dark I can get it here without turning off everything. Let me see. Okay. So the idea, let me turn this down, is that we actually start to turn off all the lights, come into the darkness, and if you will gather, and you might do this on your own, I'm just going to do it with all of you, gather 3 candles. And as a symbolic honoring of this time of darkness, we're going to light these candles and just take a moment to be with the darkness, be with this time of transition, and that there's something underneath, the potential of something that is living deep down, that we're also kind of intending for rebirth to come forward in the year ahead. And so the light is symbolic of that rebirth. And the darkness, of course, is symbolic of the death. So if you have candles, that you already have gathered, then you can do it with me. Otherwise, just do it after when we get off the live meditation, and take a few moments. And that's how I'll end the live, to just sit in quiet, in honoring of the dark, and in the seeding of the planting of the seeds of what in this death we're honoring and allowing to be reborn in the new year. Okay, so I'm going to light this flame, the fire of light, to light our way forward. Oops. Try that again. To light our path ahead for 2022. Let's see if can we bring this into view. Just taking a moment, we can all maybe look at the light together. Lighting our path forward as we trust in the darkness, in the death, in the release and surrender and the letting go. That there is something that will be reborn, beautifully transformed, like the butterfly. I'm going to turn off more lights. And we will just allow ourselves to descend into this darkness. Embracing the light within the dark. The light that shines on the path forward, the year ahead. The seeds that lay dormant in the darkness of the earth to blossom in the spring. Thank you all, my beautiful friends, for being here tonight under the full solstice moon. I wish you all a beautiful initiation of 2022. Some of you are still here, so I will share my news that I am going to Mexico in January, on the 5th of January, and really letting go of my life in Toronto and rolling the dice and seeing what is possible as I change my location and change my astrology in a new location. Um, so allowing my life here to die and allowing what's once to be born in this new place, in this new time. So it's very literal for me. And I'm so grateful to have your energetic support and company in this time of transition. So I don't have news yet about what's going to be coming for next year, what in terms of full moon meditations and lives. So I hope that those of you who want to journey with me further, to get the Moon Goddess workbook, and my plan is to do something around a group that would be journeying together in the new year. No concrete structure yet. We're still in the dreaming phase, and winter is that time to dream. And let's see when we're ready to um, create another circle of learning and journeying and possibly mentorship. So sending you lots of winter solstice, full moon blessings, lots of love, loving you and thanking you for your love. And I will either be seeing you in the ethereal world next year or live in the sacred circle. Keep in touch. Blessings for 2022. And yes, I hope that your journey with the feminine will deepen and evolve and become more and more informative about your life and path ahead as a feminine being. Lots of love. Bye, everyone.